always know he's a superstar in his own right. That's why he's on the Vitality roster, stolen from ENCE and in pursuit of greener pastures, in pursuit of glory and trophies. And, well, there's a lot of trophies on the line. IEM Rio 2023, a good place to start, as this is a big one. You already mentioned it. Elimination on the line, and Vitality one to the good. It's FaZe Clan on the ropes, but cornered animals tend to bite the hardest.
And this is their map choice, starting on the T side here, of what, in recent times, and what I would still say is the hardest map to play on the T side. However, you look at it's been played 9 times here during this event so far, and it actually has quite the T bias. So let's see if we're going to go down that rabbit hole. A little bit of an Alice in Wonderland type experiment here. Let's see who's the smiling Cheshire Cat after this pistol.
Yeah, going down the rabbit hole. It's going to be a big start for these dualies. ZywOo, by the way, his 4th most used weapon.
When you mentioned that to me the other day, it still doesn't quite compute.
Yeah, kind of mad. But all-time dual Berettas number 4. Just set up for success, and his pistol stats speak for themselves.
Oh, speaking of pistols, Rain with the P250 back in his hands, and if you missed that little flick of a shot onto ZywOo's head on their Anubis T-side pistol, you should go check that one out on the Reddits. It was sublime. And the push is coming. Apex creeping, crawling in towards Brokey, who is going to lose his life.
Wow.
Okay, Dan. In-game leader, Vitality will draw first blood, but this is looking now very likely to be a B finish for FaZe. Spinx, jump spotting, investigating a long. Apex and ZywOo tucked in towards the connector, and, well, over towards B, it's going to be the Tower of Danes. Magisk going to do pre-boosted up for some damage. Oh, speaking of damage, it's Apex again.
It's a lovely start here. Looking for that flawless conversion, but Magisk knocked off the post. Hang on, Apex has got 3, and finally, he will be put to rest. Expecting ZywOo to do the rest. And one good, rain down, and Rop's just going to get run down. This is an impossible round for the Estonian. You've got 4 different avenues of these CTs. They run him over and secure the pistol.
I'm telling you, it's all about the crosshair change. It's all about Apex's new crosshair. Now, we have to have a chat. You've moved away from the boomer crosshair. I don't know what res he's using, so it might actually look a little bit different on his resolution, but it looks a whole lot smaller than it did in the past. It's a petite yellow crosshair.
Yes, it definitely does look smaller, but it's not about the size. It's about what he does with it.
He's doing a lot with it right now. This was beautiful. That shot on Brokey was actually the start and the end of this round, because a whole key component of the map was removed, and it meant that Vitality had full control, which applied a lot of pressure to FaZe, who is feeling the heat right now in a full eco.
It's funny because in my mind's eye, I've seen that setup before in terms of just a standard pistol here on Overpass, but typically I think Rops is the one that holds that push, and seeing Brokey there just lose that duel, might be getting into his own head about that.
And that's one of the features again, though, right? You saw the setup. Sure, it was Dupree and Magisk doing that tower over towards B, but again, on the pistol rounds, you can be a lot more like spawn dependent, or you can take a couple more risks, or put one of your sharper shooters on the pistol in different positions. It's something that can definitely be explored. It's not as static as, oh, you play this position, you're going to go here. Well, the pistol round is where you can actually get an awful lot of variance. And this is going to be, well, quite a simple round for Vitality. Should be able to munch away here at these unarmored opponents. There's the first, and back turn, but position noted. Rops will finish the meal, and that is already tidy. If they can pick this MP9 up and look for a little bit more damage, it's a great full eco round for FaZe. Anything more, icing on top of the cake.
Shouldn't be anything. You can see that the CTs are deliberately just creating as much distance as they can between the next contact.
But this here is Counter-Strike has evolved a lot, right, over the years. But this is how you would do it back in the day. When we're talking about anti-eco setups, and I would have been running them or making them for my team, it is how can we take information but be in a position where we can suck them into these really potent crossfires, because they're going to try to close the distance in a pack mentality, as you've seen just here.
Right.
So the fact that you can chip away at them, like anti-eco setups, there's something that especially against full ecos, the easiest setups to do, right? The other day when we saw Torji over peak, remember, against Big, that's not how you want to approach an anti-eco setup. That's actually quite the opposite of how you want to approach an anti-eco setup.
Yeah, and we get to see a prime example of it there as they do convert, and so that 2-0 for Vitality. And now this is where that bonus round is a big determining factor of how much of an opening FaZe are going to get on this T side. If Vitality can flatten this full AK round with FAMAS, with MP9, and with a call out of FaZe Clan, let's keep tracks of that. What's karrigan pulling the strings on? for round 3.
Now this right here is a very default spread. There's no opening move being looked for. You're just seeing the 3-1-1, which is a very standard approach on the T side of Overpass. You have your pack of 3 being the in-game leader karrigan alongside the entry fragger of Rain and the AWPer of Brokey, who doesn't have the big green for now. Twist is the connector player, and Rop's babysitting outside B. You can see him hovering as a smoke thrown over the wall. Now, traditionally you get a bathroom smoke and a divider molly. And I think that's the util set that's just been thrown out here as ZywOo starting to crawl through long. Might have a bit of a timing. Brokey is considering this, but has just taken his eyes off. And ZywOo apparently doesn't want to continue to push past the magic line in the sand, but Rain does.
Rain. Oh. Not a lot of fun for the Norwegian ZywOo. Hard to get hold of him.
They can rotate now, and I think this will spur them into a B hit. Rob, that's a necessary opener. Magisk now under a lot of pressure.
Dead. He's got to be dead. Twist. Oh no! Concedes. And now Magisk can get another bit of chip damage onto Brokey. Brought down to 69. Haha. But 3 versus 3. Changed quickly. Spinx onto karrigan. It's Rops that's responsible, and that's the headshot you need. You've got to get the woo before he gets you, and a one-on-one. Brokey favored in this one. Weapon, health, bomb, everything.
Oh, he's faked the pit play.
It's not bad, is it? Spinx gets answers quickly, holds the line, and it's Brokey. That health does come into play. Spinx connects, Brokey adjusts, and it's FaZe's round early, back on the board. That bonus falls flat.
Okay, well, let's see if they can set the record straight here, because their finances aren't great either. I know Vitality lost that round. They're still sitting around the 3.5 to maybe 4 at the high-end mark, whereas FaZe on the other side, well, it's the exact same conversation. So maybe a Mac 10 or 2. Good trading, and I think Rob's getting one back, especially after that. You saw how quickly karrigan called them into that B play once they noted how far away ZywOo was from the rest of the pack. So a good call, and Vitality will fight for control here. So FaZe, if they can win this round, they can set themselves up for an early haul of T-side rounds. And some pace on karrigan as he quickly makes his way. Springs into action with this Mac 10. Different util set here. You can see Molly over towards the tree position to make sure Spinx can't be far forward, ready to play deathmatch. That is a place that Rain really likes to play on the CT side, and this nade could be great. Lob it now. Apex, he didn't know. Too late, too deep. No damage. It's a 4-man B stack from Vitality right now. If FaZe do go for the finish on the second letter of the alphabet, they're going to have to trade efficiently here.
God Flash lined up. 4 on this site. And it's ZywOo that draws attention. It's Apex that draws blood. Twists and Rain condemned to an early grave. Brokey chipped away out by that dig. And now from Magisk, he'll find another. This is a lovely defense, and it feels good for Dan Magisk. Apex on your screens, cheering loudly as he immediately jostles and wrestles for that economic control.
And the reason that it feels good for Apex is not because what it means, well, not only because of what it means for the finances and now FaZe's buy, but because he called a gamble B stack and it paid off, which means he feels like he's in the head of karrigan right now. So as far as like in-game leader mental warfare goes, that's huge for Apex.
I like that you've caught that, Chad, because as you're telling us that story, we see karrigan, who's having that same conclusion. Like, there were 4 there.
Yeah, exactly.
That bastard's reading my mind.
And a minute on the clock as well, right? So a good read there from Apex. And I understand when you're in a lower buy, you are going to take more risks like that.
Sure.
But you still have to make that right call, or FaZe have to make that wrong call, right? It really is determined by these tiniest of details. Now, we did see the other day when OG were playing against Vitality on this very map, some of the setups that were being run from Vitality, I think they were being exploited. That position that Apex was just in, where he was spamming through the boards, were traditionally, or not traditionally, sometimes it would mean that Dupree and Magisk would go for a short walk, knowing that that spam would deter the B defaulting player, traditionally Rops in this scenario, from pushing out. And they would use that, and it was actually exploited by OG. So let's see if FaZe can do it in a similar way here today.
Speaking of OG.
Oh yeah, I heard a yell.
I did too.
Maybe we can get a B-stream update for everybody.
But I'm also...
I don't want to say it, but if we show it, it's not up to us.
Right, we didn't do that.
Exactly. Production did.
Yeah. Because there are some of us that prefer to watch
we don't want to give you spoilers, but at the same time, these matches have direct impact on who these teams are going to be playing in, what, like 6 hours time from now?
Yeah.
So today, you're probably going to get a little bit more of that than you'd like. And I wish I could watch all the games of Counter-Strike too, but unfortunately, with A and B streams going on every day of the week, it is not easy. And we want shorter events, so we need A and B streams. Otherwise, I don't think it would be possible otherwise.
Well, I think this one has run its course. You've got 20 seconds to die, and they do so very well. There you go. Nice and clean. And a distinct lack of frags as I put my captain's hat back on. for FaZe. Just that one successful round, but in the interim, it's not been particularly pretty. There is your B stream.
Hey!
Whoa, it's a party over there.
Hey!
Hey! Hey!
Well, we'll let the score get to where it should be, but I think we all know which way that one's going. It's 16 to 5 scoreline. Fnatic got 11 rounds over 2 maps.
Oh, I want more musical breakdowns in our commentary, Chad, as this one is Rain. He's looking for his first frag and tags so far. Just a little one to the elbow of Spinx, but it's really broke. He's bleeding internally, tagged up to just 3 HP. Nice lineup for that tap. Apex doesn't have anything to report. You can see Twist in that safe corner. Well drilled. An info monster clear. Everyone's happy in a nice deep smoke as well. That sometimes implies, you know, CT's going to be playing the fade of that, and so karrigan and Rop's probably going to just be held at base staring at it.
I like this setup towards long here from Spinx and ZywOo. It can activate at any point. And they're leaving a massive gap of bathroom, sure, but this is the key with a map like Overpass, and why, in my mind, it's very CT heavy, is because the Ts can't hold on to this real estate all the time. There's too many positions and points for them to go for plays like this, but a great shot from Rain onto ZywOo. So we'll get the better of him this time round, but Spinx is still off the leash. He's gone wandering, and keeping Rain wondering where he's gotten off to.
Oh, that's a nice angle, but still Spinx prepared for it. He feels like he's got a lot of time to take these frags, and it's through his positioning.
I think Twist is going to be very frustrated at himself today. Right. He didn't have the best of showings over there on Anubis. That's a kill that he probably felt should have been a sitter.
There's no way he gets more off of
Look at the time, Alex. This round's over.
Yeah, by virtue of just Spinx being a disruptive force. He is a spanner in the works.
Look what karrigan's running back into.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
Whoa, oh, ooh, yeah.
Well, he doesn't have time to plant, does he? Wait, it's just Magisk.
Yeah.
They just need this one kill.
Yeah.
Hold on, what's going on here?
Hold on, he's got to get the bomb down. I think karrigan's got...
Run!
4 seconds, he's hiding. Does he not? He doesn't have time. They have to get the frag.
There's no time.
1 second. 1 second. A 1v3 from Magisk. And it's absolutely bamboozled FaZe Clan.
Oh, dear. If it couldn't get worse, it just did. Immediate timeout called here and frazzled our FaZe. Yesterday, flabbergasted by Furia. Today, fumbling the bag. And the round didn't look like it should have been theirs anyway. But the fact that it somehow manifests into a 1-on-3 and it's just Magisk running for his life, running for the hills, hoping, praying, flashing, finding, fighting.
Mate, the flash as well. That underhand flash from Magisk. I reckon Rain's got him otherwise, or at least has a chance at it. Bloody hell, mate. It was round over. You were calling it here. This one, Rops is going to be kind of mad. And, it was all so hectic. It was, a little bit of a giggle on that one. That's a clutch he's probably never had before.
No, that's
a unique one.
That's a fruity one right there. And this, look at the smile on Zonic's face. They know that FaZe are absolutely cooked right now.
Oh, mate. I mean, what's Roban supposed to do when you see all 5 of your boys tilting at the same time? Helpless.
Look, this isn't an excuse for FaZe. I don't want to detract from Vitality's victory as karrigan brings in that AK. Sure, it was saved across here. He needs to find something, and he's going looking. But the conversation is FaZe are out of, not ideas, because they can keep defaulting, but they need to refresh their playbook in the run into the major. They need a boot camp, they need some time to resettle, refocus, because they're still running on the coattails of their latest achievement. Right. And the same thing happened to them after the major, right? They won the major in Antwerp, then they went forward and they lost in Dallas, right? Then they cobbled things back together for Cologne, which was a big win over Na'Vi.
I mean, I think it's to do with the fact that to be the best at Counter-Strike requires so much focus, energy, and straight your personal resources, right? And you've done it for that Intel Grand Slam.
Yes.
You finally get it over the line. It's yours. And then you have to either maintain that, and I just don't think it's humanly possible.
But there's also an argument to be made with that Intel Grand Slam win at Pro League. Are they even the best team in the world right now? Right, they won the Grand Slam, but are they the best team? Everybody at home, you can write in Twitch chat, YouTube chat, Twitter, wherever you want. Yell into the void, yell into your pillow, go tell your mum.
Give us a yes or a no in the chat. Well, I'll have a look at the straw poll.
I don't need a yes or a no. Who's the best team in the world? We will have so many varying opinions now.
It's true.
You can make an argument for G2, Heroic, FaZe. You could start making a conversation for Na'Vi if you really want, right? Vitality, if they continue to have a strong form. Here, hold up.
It's fine. It's not fine. It's scary.
There's a flank from Dupree.
Okay.
So it should be fine. There you go. All right, handle.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything could be fine. Dupree's going to assume that's clear. So now Brokey, all he has to do is reveal himself.
The fact that he goes and checks, Brokey's just going to be... Why? Why didn't he look there at all when he was standing in Divider?
He has no idea there was a peeping Tom staring at him.
In the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
Yeah.
How inappropriate.
Well, somebody get the cops on the line. Brokey
Bloody
needs
hell.
to be going to jail. I think that's some kind of offence.
Oh, that was nice. Good job, guys. We swapped and we fragged.
Yeah, okay. Swish. Still an interesting one there, wasn't it?
What is going on? This has been a kooky 7 rounds.
Well, that's the thing. It has been quite the game. It's been entertaining. I've been having some fun here. Who did I miss? I said G2, I said FaZe, I said Heroic, I said Na'Vi, I said like Vitality in that conversation.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah, there's probably, right now it's open.
Oh,
World Counter-Strike is wild open.
Brilliant opening. And he's not stopping. You know, typically you want to hold on to that advantage, but Spinx is willing to take the gamble. He's got Apex in support, that's why. Coming up long. Spinx sticking around. karrigan caught off, still hits the quick scope, gives FaZe an advantage combination with Rain. But ZywOo still exists. And that's always a problem for his opponent. Play the low HP, Bogdan's Law.
This is still a hard round to win for FaZe, even with the number advantage. But if they don't convert a round like this, I think their mental is going to tank even further here. And we're talking about confidence in that lead-in towards the major. And we're also talking about sizing up your opponent in that lead-in as well. So, you know, having that mental edge, how much is it going to count for in a couple of weeks' time? Well, this is going to be fantastic for Vitality's confidence if they can continue to stay in these winning ways. But the gamble stank this time called in correctly. Dupree aggressive short, Magisk's in the side, ZywOo's floated over as well. And they might just be opting for a save here. So they will hand FaZe their second round. They're in. Going to be planted momentarily. And that'll be that. Let me take the next 40 seconds to reflect on what's been happening so far.
But yeah, for returning to that conversation about, you know, the Intel Grand Slam win and then, you know, having a dip in form, winning the major in Antwerp, dropping off, and I think especially for Twist, considering how much effort he put into that being the only and most achieved.
Yeah, and he embraced it as well.
He embraced it. He said he put the pressure on himself, converted it, and you've got so much focus on Paris, the last of CSGO. I understand why. You know, you've got to pace yourself. You cannot, if he stayed that flat out from the end of Pro League all the way to here, you know, I'm not saying he's deliberately taking his foot off the gas. I'm just saying naturally there is going to be what seems to be a bad week in the office or a tough week in the office.
Yeah, and the timing on that. The timing on some of these changes have been absolutely wild.
Honestly, this Overpass game is something else.
Yeah. A strat's been called. We better flick to the correct page here.
Yo, Brokey's got handwritten notes.
Well, some people, and maybe you at home learn like this as well. I like this. Is once I have something, I like to write it down. It kind of reaffirms it in my brain.
It's like you're writing it into your brain.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe Brokey learns the same. Nice to learn some more about the mysterious Brokey. Okay, a 1-2-2. So Rops is going to get played into connector here. Sorry, Monster. Had my eyes on the connector.
Yeah, and that really sets Twist into a trap. He can't leave until Brokey clears it for him. And that's the shot he's been waiting for. ZywOo did get tagged up as well.
Damn.
Saved by the corrugated iron, I suppose, or was it just to the toes? But ZywOo lives on.
So this position Rops is in would have heard that loud rotation of two players going back sandbag, but because they didn't have any A presence, they can't react too heavily. They're trying to take this long space. Spinx is going to get one here, and he might even get the second. See how easy it was for him to turn that flash, and karrigan's reaction, we even catch it in the back there of the cam, and Spinx continues to unleash the fury. This man is not letting up. This is the easiest it looks for Spinx in a very, very long time.
So you're suggesting karrigan shaking his head at the bad flash? He's called it like he wanted to pop her, or
no?
What?
But so he heard two. So this is what happened in that scenario. For ZywOo to be in that position, he's an A player.
Yeah.
So ZywOo got that kill. Rops called them rotating back through sandbag. So he knows the AWP presence is not on A. Well, where is the AWP the most potent on a map like Overpass? Long.
And you're like,
so
this
they've
is our
taken long
space.
control.
Yes.
So all we need to do is find where Spinx is and win that fight. That flash is very common to be turned as well, but he just get flatlined, and the trade wasn't even close. And then he steps out and gets another, right? So karrigan is frustrated because the info they had is telling them one thing, and the way the round ended is another.
Yeah, I'm with you now. Awesome. Damn, you're good at your job. Has anyone ever told you that? Sometimes. I learned something sitting next to you.
The internet's good at the other.
Yes, indeed.
And they break you down. Well, they mold you into a either putty or a Statue.
A statue, yeah, one or the other. But yeah, it's interesting. Human beings are negativity bias.
Yeah, well, I think it makes sense. I don't know why it makes sense, but I think it does.
Like, I think people would much rather, like, if we use the Twitch chat as just like a kind of embodiment of the human.
They're pretty positive today.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, you know, all it takes is you whiff one shot and your bot X.
Yeah, okay,
you know?
yeah. They do have some funny names, though.
They do, and you know, there's no denying that the internet, whilst definitely ascribing to the human negativity bias, also the human comedic genius.
True.
I think they can do both.
And the internet's never lost.
No.
The internet has never lost, and probably never will. That FaZe might be losing here momentarily as a missed monster smoke. That is...
an intimidation tactic, Chad. We don't even need all 5.
Sure. Well, let's see, because it might spur Rops forward for a fight here.
Possibly. Jumping for the info is Magisk. He's got 3 set up here on Pillar. karrigan trying to recover this T-half. This is a FaZe Clan pick for a reason. And they smoke and flash for regain of monster control. We get to learn a nice lineup from Rops for that barrel nade. Bonk.
That's the CS2 noise for nades going off, by the way, guys.
Reminds me of TF2. The scout used to say bonk, didn't he? Yeah, when he got the baseball bat out. Bonk. Sorry.
I wish I had any TF2 experience that I could help chip on in here with, but unfortunately, no.
Great game. Ahead of its time.
I love the hats.
Yeah, and that was actually Valve seeing if CSGO skins could work.
Apparently it can.
Turns out, us gamers, we love the pixels.
All of these players rolling around with thousands and thousands of dollars of skins. The Spinx don't miss.
He's just going to get another one. Watch this. Watch this. karrigan does hold on. A scrap of health and a scrappy exchange.
Oh, wait. 25 seconds.
It's going to get intense. Flash is good. Twists better. ZywOo down to 41. He's going to get overrun. Yeah, 1's not enough. They should be able to get that plant down uncontested. Safe plant truck. Magisk hanging out and staring at more smokes. karrigan has an advantage because it's CSGO.
Yeah, okay, the one-way smoke.
Yeah,
so there's a
that
big
thing.
gap on his side of the screen, isn't there?
On that thing. I've asked every pro player I've met if they're going to miss one-way smokes. Not a single one has said yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be very exciting. Coming summer to a game near you.
Everyone's favorite new movie.
No more one-way smokes.
Someone in Twitch chat literally just said, machine is a synonym for bot.
Oh, man.
Which, actually...
Oh, I see what he's done there.
You see what you see?
I see what he's done
He's
there.
not calling...
It's not a personal attack.
No.
Okay.
Because a machine is a robot.
You see that negativity bias? I assumed it
exactly,
was the
but
worst
they were being
possible.
funny.
They were being funny.
They were being funny.
Yeah. And it looked a little mean, which is what we were talking about.
Exactly. So they've nailed it yet again.
Bloody hell.
FaZe with their 3rd. Okay, well, the bar has been met here.
I did call Twist Twast, though.
Yes.
I am a bit of a bot.
So these things will happen. But he is on the board now. Mr. Van Dolken, 1 kill to his name. Got 4 for Brokey, 3 for Rain, 7 for Ops, 6 for karrigan. None of that's in order, so I'm sure I just tilted somebody off the face of the earth. As again, springing to life, the Extinguish.
Alex Bot Richardson. Kind of slabs, actually. Branding and fragging. Spinx. Oh, every time he gets another onto karrigan.
He has found a different elevation here today.
Yeah, but if you're Vitality staff right now, you are just going to want to find out what he's eating for breakfast, what time he went to bed, and massaging his feet, whatever we need to do to just keep this and hold on to it for the rest of the year.
But this is the thing. He is now going, I am playing against FaZe, who have some of the best individuals in the world, and I will just aim at them.
Like, he has got no trade potential. He's taking an individual risk.
Yes.
If he goes down, there is just a world of problems and hurt and rotations and gaps. He doesn't care.
The best way to frame it is he is playing like a star player.
Yes. Oh, nice.
Right, he is playing exactly how you want a star player to play. Getting 2 is fantastic, and that summarizes the round right there. If this was Virtus Pro in the server, we would be looking at a 50-second save. FaZe might show us some interest here and at least have a look. Coming through, anti-flash position for Ops right now as the back is turned. Brokey's AWP for Overwatch and Twist from the short. This is the trio you want to live. The booster's been spotted. Rops to push in. Dupree with the first.
Maybe there's something more here. No, I changed my mind. Maybe Rops can change it back. They've still got time dancing around this pillar, but the CTs are coming. There's more and more of them as every second passes. Rops hits the first, but costs a lot. And now it's just the end for Brokey. So, with a tut of their tongue, Vitality have secured a 1-out CT half and still yet to see consecutive rounds from those Ts. And with it being their pick, I hate to be that guy, Chad. I want to play that numbers game again. Yeah, it's that time. I mean, with 8 already in the bank.
I think this is the thing. So this event shows different stats to what we've been seeing in recent history as far as Overpass is concerned.
Okay, so would you prefer to focus on event map stats?
Well, I think that these event stats for Overpass is an anomaly. I think traditionally we will still see Overpass predominantly favored on the CT side. So if we continue to go by that, unless this is a true change and we'll only be able to tell with the major and the follow-through of how these teams all approach Overpass, but if we frame it, we put it in its little box and look at it as I normally would with Overpass, if FaZe can get 1 or 2 more rounds, that's more than enough. It is more than enough. Okay. 3 is enough to still be competitive here. However, looking at the body language, looking at the shots that are being missed, looking at the individuals missing right now, it will be an uphill battle.
Yeah.
So 5 gives them a cushion. Right now, 3 means they're going to have to do it with A-grade FaZe. Not S tier, but A grade.
A grade, we'll take that. Little A5 FaZe. Stakes high for him. Elimination on the line, and already Vitality feeling fine. 8 into the good, a map under their belt. And an awkward looking FaZe clan buy here. Just Brokey rocking that AWP.
Yeah, and this is where you do just have to look to him at finding an opening. But remember how we spoke about anti-eco setups earlier and how you're going to play more passive and hope to suck them in? Well, right now, FaZe are worried about all the aggressive maneuvers because Spinx has conditioned them. I'm pushing Fountain, I'm pushing Long, I'm pushing Connect.
And it's worked every time.
Exactly. So you're going to be worried about, look how diligent they are in all of these corner clears. Whereas karrigan wants to go, all right, boys, they're probably playing an anti-eco setup and they're passive, but you can't make that assumption. So now that they've been able to get the space they're looking for, that timer has ticked on down, that Apex feels safe enough to now rotate over and bolster the A defense. We now have 3 players, Spinx, ZywOo, and the in-game leader, and it's the right call.
How can you disrupt this? Like, what's the fight that Brokey gets given? You can see ZywOo might be posted for this angle eventually. Oh, barrel spotted. Brokey delivers, takes down the Woo. An Apex 1 back, Spinx gone 2. Rob's doing a lot for the boys. And Brokey gone. Oh, wow, long range on the Tech 9. A leg up here. 4 phases 4th. A conservative investment, but now a very promising start. Not perhaps the finish. Man just kicks down the door. And another from Dupree. Can Rain secure it? On the long side, Magisk, a half-hearted flash and an awkward plant, gets the info on the jump. That's the duel. Dupree was running, still converts it, and a 9th in the bank.
That's really important there. You can see Zonic very stressed out about that one, but that's very important for Dupree and Magisk combined to be able to
hold on
sweep
to
that one under the rug. Because these two are the most, well, Apex is in that conversation as well. But in terms of most accomplished players, Dupree and Magisk are some of the absolute most accomplished players, right? Dupree's
the only one, and he's the only one.
He's been at every major, right? He will be at every major. He's qualified for every major. Let's hope that he gets there. Whereas Magisk on the other side, right? He's won 3 majors with that Astralis team. Dupree's won 4, right? These are players with bucket loads of experience. So in a round like that, not to fumble and drop the bag, that's important. It didn't look flashy. It looked a little bit sketchy, but they got the job done. 9 rounds now for Vitality.
And what they're going for here, because they've still thrown the Extinguish, hoping Spinx is going to have to acknowledge that party potential.
But look at the play. Nobody over towards A. They're conditioned so hard that FaZe have to go B.
It's cool.
They don't
really
want to keep dying to Spinx.
No, and that's the power of a superstar like him. Absolutely farming right now.
This is really going to hurt FaZe. Because I don't see any pressure on Spinx. So why are you going to rotate anybody over towards A? Maybe you're worried about Long. That'd be it.
Oh, and they get away with the boost. Does that give them information that there
Monster.
might be more? There's so many here, and it's too easy for Vitality. FaZe crumble, and Apex is in his head.
Twice they've had the stack as the B hits come on through. Twice Apex has been stoic enough to keep that play. And here's the thing, karrigan's even made the right counter call. We see a boost mid-site, we assume that Monster can't be fortified. We run in to the Lion's Den of Death.
Oh man, they are absolutely playing some high quality. You know, this is S tier. This is S tier Vitality, just having the presence of mind and also the luxury. You know, I think we've definitely pointed enough at it, but one more time, that through Spinx's performance in this half, they are completely dictating to their opponent. FaZe have got no opportunity but to just play into their opponent's game.
And now it's just back to a standard setup. They're a little bit more forward this time round. ZywOo and Spinx, you can see Spinx tucked in towards the connector position here. ZywOo smoked off, and you can activate Spinx late. Can still rotate Apex back as that swing man when they feel that the pressure is being applied.
The closest they came, Chad, was that Tech-9 and AWP round. Well, now you got an AK Scout and some pistols with util. There's something for it. ZywOo is going to be jiggled out.
Now watch Spinx start to activate here.
He's coming.
It's the bomb. It's the last piece of this.
Twist is going to be furious as well. This will be his 13th death. If he loses the bomb at the back of the pack, now they want to overrun ZywOo. That might lead to a back turn.
Here he comes.
Takes it first, takes it fast. Rain down, karrigan the same. Oh, Spinx! He's doing it every time. The multi-kill master delivers time after time. And now Brokey, yeah, no health for him, no fun for FaZe.
This is, and when you are playing this form of Counter-Strike, it feels like not a single decision you make is a bad choice.
Yeah.
Because these are smart players. They're not just blunt objects who are aiming. The reason they're in the position to convert and the aim looks brilliant is because they're making the right choice every single time. He's found the gap again. They're not considering this whatsoever. Oh, well, maybe they were, but they can't do anything about it. And then getting them off and bucket out is Apex. Right now, he's coming on through. He's looking at all these players. He is happy as bloody Larry right now. Because this couldn't be going better. And guess what? Later today, they get the chance to set the record straight against OG, who have toppled Fnatic, have absolutely blown them out the server, looking better with Nico in the team than Nexa, I think. And, well, Vitality versus OG is a rematch from our opening best of one. The fight in the face of ZywOo here being run down. karrigan finally gets the kill, but here he is again. Spinx can't be stopped.
Yeah, he is indomitable right now. That nade still doesn't touch him. He's got a force field around him. To carry that hot hand from Anubis straight into Overpass as well. It's the consistency that's scary for me. Oh, yeah, nice find from Rain, predicting the reaggress out of Spinx. And so, by virtue of that frag, FaZe have a little advantage here as dupreeh looks to get the rotation. Uncertain as to whether or not he can run and go loud, but as soon as context found long, Rops might be communicate and dupreeh might pick up the pace. Good timing on the incendiary. Will they disrespect it? I think they might be ahead of it. Yeah, slipped through is Rain. Looking for headshots, Apex repositions. Nade did a bit of chip damage down to 50. Apex, Magisk, and burning, but commits to it. Twist will get away with it. Lays his life on the line in pursuit of glory and a fourth.
dupreeh is such a problem here.
There he goes. Finishes what the molly started. Can Rain close? Needs a clean one on Magisk. He's already been taken down. They're playing this very well. Robs, he's going to try and hide in plain sight. Apex has overlooked it. Oh, and Robs clutching up. Only the two. Denied by dupreeh. Another close from dupreeh. And most notably, and there you have it. 12-3. FaZe in trouble. Spinx has struck, Vitality have, and now it's FaZe that need to counter-strike. It's not looking good. If anything, it's looking brilliant from Vitality. These boys have come flying out of the gates. We heard from Apex in that pre-match interview talking all about how he does not want to concede 2 games in his mind back-to-back. Of course, that OG best of 1 sandwiched in with a win against MIBR, but it's not the same, and he wants to pick it up. And a convincing win against a big dog you're likely going to be locking horns with at Paris. You want to take that scalp, you want to take it convincingly, and that first half was convincing.
Yeah, and we're talking about the confidence here. Well, it's going to be bolstered with a victory like this here today. The 1x bet odds clearly favoring Vitality, and by a very large margin, understandably so. The Counter-Strike has been raw today, and that's how it was set up in the pre-game interview with karrigan and Apex, that it was going to come down to mid-rounds, a lot of clutches, a lot of individuals. Well, the best individual in the server is not ZywOo. It has been Spinx, as Rain will delete him in yet another pistol. But is it enough to get the engine started here for FaZe? They need to play their best Counter-Strike if they want to take us to a third.
Slinking around, clearing those bathrooms. Rain disappeared after that first and repositioned for, I was going to say, a passive hold, but he's actually re-aggressing. I think he's looking for answers for the boys.
He has to. Right now, FaZe are still staying with 4 players over towards B. They're not exactly sure where the hit's coming through, but Apex rotating around the world has some util to set this fight up. Now the pressure's felt. Now the rotation of karrigan's coming back. But is it enough?
Good flash. I think he can actually peek off of that, and he does have a chance, but exposed to more. Confirmation of more. At least 2. Rain isolates the jewel and deletes the head. Dupree dead, and another spotted. Spinx towards the planters.
Everyone's here now.
It should be good for the conversion here. Rain has done so much work. It is just about putting it in. Need to see Twist in the feed in a positive way.
Goosh, look how low they are.
Goosh, yeah, Brokey and Twist with a fraction of health, but it's karrigan onto Apex, so Magisk already won 1v3.
But look at the time. This is going to be really, really risky. He just has to run in and try and get the plant, and Brokey's played ahead of this, so it'd have to be a drive-by from Magisk, and he can't do it now. The first is good, but he just has to stick the plant. Brokey might allow this. Oh, and just denies in time. So a risky move from Brokey, but had to be done, and it is going to be the pistol round for FaZe. So something to boast here. Very good shooting from Rain.
Going to need something more on top of that here.
Will come through. Even though they're ragdolling FaZe around the server right now, we spoke about 3 rounds being the bare minimum, right? That you can win. And as I mentioned, FaZe, if they play their A game of Counter-Strike, they can definitely bring this back. There's no reason that can't happen. But so far, we haven't seen the best of FaZe. I think Anubis is still rattling around in their brain. That was a really fun game of Counter-Strike in terms of how a lot of the mid-rounds and the individuals stepping up. We spoke about Spinx's performance with over 40 frags. And Rain, he's doing his best Spinx impression. Well, actually, Spinx was probably doing his best Rain impression, because Rain has really shown the world how to be an aggressive A rifler. Just deathmatching here against the full eco. A different anti-eco approach, Alex. You know, a little bit different to the way that Vitality approached theirs.
Yeah, a little more
aggressive.
Pep in the step.
But I like that, because they need to get that going in the same fashion. They need to be willing to take those fights, those duels, be aggressive. And Brokey in a bit of trouble here. Spinx has got another kill. This is already a great amount of damage, and there are rifles to be picked up. An M4 available. He sees that. His eyes go wide, and actually a trash disposal service. You won't be getting that one back, as Rops will finally find him. Yeah, he's worked that one out. As there you have it. It is going to be FaZe winning their 5th round, but losing an M4 and a FAMAS means that the reinvestment is going to be a little bit more difficult here.
Yeah, I love these taps. That 20-round magazine, plenty in the hands of Rain. Admittedly, not for the 3rd, but job done. You can see Rob's worked it out, and a big smile on Rain's face. He knows he's feeling sharp as we get that 5th on the FaZe board. 2 in a row. Got a lot to match. The 12-3 half laid down by Vitality.
Well, you can see here a default spread from Vitality in the same way that FaZe started their T half. Spinx is doing the job of Rops, being that outside B anchor, Magisk being the connector player, which Twist was off to that. Dupree, the entry fragger, with Apex, the in-game leader, in the AWP. ZywOo, and, well, in-game leader, Apex will falter. Now, that is a play that Apex really likes to make. It's a bit more of a pace setter, where you have these assumptions that they're not playing far forward. But this time around, Brokey and Rain, more than happy to take the jewels, giving them a taste of their own medicine.
Okay. Well, this is a dream start to the first gun.
And there's only one real gap of it being long. Oh, a timing gap presents itself here towards B.
Yeah, so Robs has rotated through, but karrigan and Twist still housekeeping. That's alarming. This 3v5 getting a bit fruity now. Spinx anticipating more, knows there's two here, gets one on the floor, karrigan gone. Bomb heading A, open, Rops bank, and could have a frag if he's not careful. Yes, strafes out, makes the FAMAS look good. ZywOo, he's got time to work something out. Looking for Rops first. And Rops so good on that FAMAS. Clean headshots for 2. And holding on to that round before anything too fruity. A nice entry from Dupree.
Yeah, I think at this point, the team, as they start to add round after round, FaZe will be believing. This isn't the type of team that come into a 12-3 half in Overpass and think, oh, this one's over, right? They're going to continue to fight for it, but it's going to buy in more and more when each of the individuals are doing something nice, right? When they're hitting a nice shot or they're making a nice play, it's going to fill the rest of them with the confidence like, oh, wait, hold up. We remember who we are, and we're definitely going up against a team that we can beat.
Regaining their identity. It's a nice find onto ZywOo, and doesn't quite finish with the dunk, but rest should fall into place for Rain. Spinx that's causing problems and retrieving a rifle. Brokey should have his exit. Oh, okay, he has connected onto Apex with Twist in sync.
And ZywOo was low from that initial tag, so shouldn't be too long until he gets found. It is just 9 points of health here as the Deagle steps out, and that was quite the shot. Sidelining Brokey, removing the AWP. Rops should be able to get... Yep, just in time. Good camera angle right there to capture that one. Important for him to salvage the AWP. Him will be back in the hands of Brokey and the buy coming through for Vitality. But now, it's just a 5-round game. How quick that has started to manifest.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, that's just the beauty of taking that halftime break. Of course, it is just a run of 4. And we saw a maximum run of 5 on the CT side of Vitality, so maybe FaZe can build even better to start off proceedings on our second half of our second map of this best of 3 elimination stations winner. One more best of 3 away from the playoffs of IEM Rio.
Because they're faking a lot of A presence here. They extinguish the smoke to make it look like it's a default A, but they're immediately all grouping over towards B here for a hit. Brokey's also been called back. Right now, FaZe's prep must be paying off here. You wouldn't be calling a heavy rotation like this unless you saw something you didn't like.
Yeah, let's see how they handle it. Magisk flashed off. Perfect counter flash. Look at that. It's a bit of a team one from ZywOo. Twists trying to bail himself out of trouble. The smoke will be a little bit of a problem for Magisk. He can't go wide on it, though. Twists just holding and waiting for support. Molotovs come through. He will burn down. Spinx that puts him in the ground, and they actually going to call it off. It feels a little too hot for a bit too rich for their blood.
Now, that was a full B go. They wanted to finish B. You can tell because there's no utility left over here. But getting away with 1 and still having a minute on the clock gives them opportunities, and this is another one to present itself. Spinx cannot be stopped here. And now the number advantage. A round that looked terrible. A round that was over-rotated. FaZe were ahead of the play. They stopped the play. They stalled it out. And now they're the ones in trouble.
Really nice reaction. Just to call for that boost, set it up, and erect it quickly. You can see for karrigan, he was just starting to piece together that disappeared and was starting to rejig the troops and caught off guard.
Hold up a second. Look at Rain's position here. He is fully committed to this for the rest of the round. And Magisk and Apex are just speeding up long. They're not no, they won't expect this position, I don't think.
Yeah, he makes sure his barrel's hidden.
They're not clearing this.
No way. No way, Jose. Rain.
Hey, boys.
Opportunity, Brokey. Oh, no. Apex still gets 1, but Rain can win the round. Oh, can't tame the spray. Finds the AK, but the bomb will go down. ZywOo does do damage. Takes him out. Rain had it in the palm of his hands, and it's up to Rops. Perhaps a bit of a layup, given their health. And the fight's coming to him. What a freebie. Thank you very much, says Rops, as he finds
ZywOo
1.
gotten off to.
And now looking for that final frag, looking for that close corner, expecting to fake out ZywOo into bank. Half HP. ZywOo active and does punish. A big close as Vitality are now on the board twice.
What a cat and mouse game this is. And that right there, Brokey is...
Sorry. Just 1. My bad.
All good. Brokey's going to be really either frustrated that it was poorly communicated there or mad at himself for overstepping the mark. This is the kill that changed the tide of the entire round here. Right, you could see, and you were bang on because karrigan didn't know how clear Monster was. That kill from Apex onto Brokey was huge. Like, I don't think Rain did anything wrong there. I don't think he did anything wrong at all. I think he made the right move. And then Rops in a 1-on-2. You don't know where ZywOo is. It's a truck plant. You probably expect him long. Right? It's so hard to piece that together. And you look at this buy here for FaZe to defend their honor. An AWP, 2 rifles, an MP9, karrigan's signature weapon at this point, and Rops onto a Deagle. It's going to be another B play here.
Yeah, quite quick out the gates. Twists. Readies himself. Barrage of util and very effective flashes at that, but Robs is Deagle good for one. It's karrigan's MP9, the notorious SMG, and the AGL gets 3. Just like that, FaZe return the favor and quickly.
We're starting to add a couple of these together now, right? Individual plays from some of the names in FaZe that are working out, right? They're seeing it, and there's going to take a few more of those if they want to claw this one back ever closer. So it's 5-round gap again, and one of the keys here is they've put Vitality down into what should be half by territory. Max loss bonus in play. So this is where you can experiment a little bit with some Deagles, or, as we've seen them do a few times, they like to get that hero AK. And why not get that into the hands of Spinx or apparently ZywOo, who is still having a decent game. He's 15 kills. Same for Apex, 14 apiece for the Danes. And, okay, ooh, Spinx.
Spotted.
Quite damaged as well, charged.
Okay, well, Rops has got full playground control, so in terms of fearing for A, it's probably unlikely with Brokey holding underpass.
Rops is doing what Rain would traditionally be doing here, so Rain's going to be in a completely different...
Oh, that's an AWP. And he's been tagged up. There's a chance that he does get run down. It seems like he's managed to evacuate safely. Now, Rops has got an opportunity here onto Dupree. And that is a Deagle headshot and a rifle. So with ZywOo equipped, and yeah, a nice catch from Brokey, stops retrieval. Find ourselves an even Stevens.
You might want to go B here, though, because it's Rops who died, who's traditionally the rotating player.
Okay. That's a good tag, but not the frag. Apex lives on.
Oh, we've seen this one before.
Rain's pre-aiming it. Should have him this time. Oop. That's enough for ZywOo. Yeah, no thank you very much.
He is fortunate that he even had that off.
He is very fortunate. 4 on 4. Time will become a factor shortly. You can see the bomb is maneuvering elsewhere. ZywOo to contain.
Apex got the rifle. Might want to throw that one over to Magisk, maybe? Yep, there it is. You have to go A now.
25. Apex got to get this lineup right. And Brokey down to half health after his initial engagement. Holding that headshot angle. And yeah, ZywOo does put the balaclava in the scope. So with Spinx, that low HP from disrespecting the molly has led to another kill off his Deagle, his first in this round.
Needs to die.
And he does successfully die pre-time.
Yeah, and I know I said that and it sounds silly, but if they wanted to, they could have opted not to kill him there.
Yeah, and we've seen teams get very good at that eventually. You know, we've seen some, especially Virtus Pro, I feel like, are very maniacal in their way of punishing.
Yeah, well, they torture you. I think playing against VP is actually torture.
Yeah, like you're looking for people to kill you. You're like, hello, please, anybody.
Okay, well, I want to say surprisingly. Let's go not surprisingly. This is the first time out for Vitality, as things have been going very well. How's your funny bone? Oh, was it the knee?
That was a knee to the table there. Right. Sorry, just doing a bit of, I don't know, contemporary dance while I commentate. Keeps me active.
That's why they put us on shorter leashes.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't get his mobile around here. But this is where a chat needs to be had, because only one round so far has been won out by Vitality, and not a single round in the rounds lost has the bomb gone down. Which, with the loss bonus maxed on out, it makes it harder to keep these buys going, right? So if you can get into the site, get the bomb down, and even if you lose, your buy is still going to be very tidy. The change looking like it's going to be a ZywOo AWP.
What is this win condition for Vitality to start posting T rounds? I mean,
opening picks would be nice.
Openings.
Even though Dupree just got one against Rops, it wasn't against Rain, but you know, they with the gun rounds, the opening picks would be nice for them to be able to convert. But they have had a few, so I guess it's about the double up.
Good nade damage to start the proceedings. Twists and Robs punished for the early boost short.
And most of the openings in this game have gone in favor of Vitality here. Like Spinx is 5-0, ZywOo's 4-5.
Damn.
2 for Apex, 2 for Dupree, 1 for Magisk.
That's evidence already that ZywOo has shifted his approach in the sense that he's participated in 9.
And this is where searching with the AWP on a map like Overpass can be hard. They're not allowing him off the leash towards A. Being a bit more of a supportive AWPer right now. But as you allow the crowd control utility of FaZe to start to fade, it becomes a bit more of a level playing field.
Bang. And that's perfect from Magisk. That position, safe from the flash, and delivers an opening kill. You ask for more of that from Vitality, and they have managed to provide it. Twists on notice. They are just creeping and they're crawling. Look how far and deep into the site they are, but it's all quiet. It's like this unannounced, silent but deadly. Twists one back. They know where he is, and over the smoke, ZywOo on that top rope, trying to give him the pointy elbow. It's Spinx. Shuts it all down. Rain's hopes and dreams with it.
Can't go for it. There's not enough money. They need this save right here. Because winning, this is the cruel nature of the beast here. And they're going to get 1,400 as a team into the next. And because they are down in this hole still, they have to hold on to this AK. Their buy next round is going to be very brittle. It will still be a buy, but only just. They're going to have the AK of Rain. He could drop maybe... Well, I don't know if he wants to favor getting a kit, an extra util. That could be one of the options. karrigan, Twist, and Brokey are going to be in the realms of the Famous. It's not going to look nice in the next round at all. This is
that's a big
maybe the turning point here in the game. Vitality worked hard for that one, and I mentioned, getting into the site and getting the bomb down. Well, they got the bomb down, and they even got the round conversion there. Writing feels like it's on the wall here for a potential Vitality 2-0. And watching, I'm sure, idly by ROG.
That's the opening we were talking about. Magisk gets it done. ZywOo hits that onto Robs. He tries to pop.
I think one of the things we identified the other day when it was OG versus Vitality is you can tell where Vitality want to finish by where ZywOo is. Because if ZywOo was heading over towards A, remember we saw him holding Playground on his own, but then when he would go over towards B with Spinx, they put dupreeh over towards A, and dupreeh would just kind of hold the flanks, right? So
a contrast.
This year we've seen a bit more of this coming into fashion than the triple boost. When you have the MP9, the jumping accuracy of this is great, but it does mean that Rain is removed as Brokey's scout. Can't find a tag. He's the one to stomach 52 points of damage and is pressured all the way back.
Oh, it's already alarm bell stations here.
And look at the pressure. They're immediately applying it because they know that the type of buy is very brittle on the other side. So as soon as you throw this front sight lurk smoke, it has to be respected. And the exchange of smoke is one way to do that. But still, it's a bit of a mystery for FaZe with what lies on the other side. And Twist has had a bit of an off game here today, a bit of an off series. You can see him. It just feels like nothing is going right.
Still time. But real limited resources. Robs has been found. A big one from dupreeh, and Spinx will build upon it. FaZe need Rain on that AK, but dupreeh flattens him. A great find from the Dane. It's Twist's turn, maybe for more. Only the one.
And there it is, right?
Oh, yeah, 15 secure.
It just feels like nothing's going his way today. Traditionally, Twist in that position gets 2, maybe even gets the triple. Massive impact round today. He just can't find that penetration, and it's just been a rough go of things. It's definitely not on him as to why FaZe have been losing here.
No doubt.
But this is just karrigan looking to save at MP9, and that is 15. Vitality, they have done enough. They have done more than enough. Again, we'll return to the fact that the loss bonus now will only be 1,900 into the next. They don't have an AK to save. The buy will look worse than it just did. You will see a worse buy now for FaZe in the final round of play.
Incredible. I mean, the scoreline, he's going to have a crazy rating. Spinx for the series, he had 1.9 on
plus
Anubis.
23 from the first map.
Yeah, and now he's got essentially, what, plus, maths is hard, is that 28?
It's almost plus 15.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so
that's what I was going to go for, then
plus
minus 2, plus 13.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, maths.
But, yeah, this is donezo. This is all over Red Rover. What a showing from Vitality here, and we heard about them wanting to build some confidence heading into the major. This is for survival. It's a big team to eliminate here. So they couldn't come at a better time. I think a win like this is necessary for Vitality to point in a tournament like this, right? Yeah. It's not a playoff game. It's a group stage game. It's for survival, but it's a good time to test your mettle.
Yeah, and with high stakes.
And again, just a default spread. This is the perfect way to finish off the game against a low buy.
Nothing too fancy.
So you've got everything covered. You're giving the information of where is smoked, what have you heard, what have you seen? Well, the one-way smoke confirmed towards connector here. Magisk can relay that information to Apex, and the rest of the team have to be aware that connector is compromised right now. So clearing that out or just leaving it is an option here as karrigan and Brokey rotate back over to help out Rain, who is the walking wounded on 4 points of health. Rob's starting to look over towards B as well. So the information doesn't help them a lot. It allows them to rotate back to A, but Vitality don't have to finish A. They still have plenty of time to reroute the bomb.
God, look at that map spread.
Exactly, right? They have everything.
And all that does is feeds Apex final decision, right?
Well, if Rain takes a peek here, he's dead.
Stop that. Apex, look at your screen, mate. He's bloody fannying around. He's quick switching. And yeah, I guess that's enough of a warning sign that Rain will turn and get away from it. But they're walking B, and it's Twists. Unfortunately, It's going to get a Spinx to the face. Diligent stuff from the rifler makes it look too good, too easy for these two. One back from Rain. A whole lot more of that required.
They can't even rotate because there was 2 players on A and they only saw 1 on B. That's why they're still between 2 mines. Now they know. Rops is calling this. Short smoked off, bomb down.
Whoa.
Game over.
Yeah. That's a GG in the chat. And that's a Deagle in the feed. Rain, any more of those? He's hit 2 Scorchers. Robs would have loved to finish that one off. Apex brought low. Brokey trying to hold on to what they can. Still time for this if Rain's got another one in him, but Spinx is a problem, a nuisance, and a god among men in the server today. Brilliant finish, and that's Vitality. Convincing up against FaZe Clan, secures it, and now just one best of 3 separating them from the playoffs of IEM Rio 2023.
Yeah, a bit of a statement victory right there. A game for survival. Vitality will continue on in the lower bracket of Group B here at IEM Rio for 2023. OG awaits for the last